All right, guys, so it might be closer than we thought. Flying cars. Somebody mentioned it in a live stream the other day, got me looking into it, and all this drones over Jersey stuff's got me looking into it even deeper. And it turns out there's several companies that are very close to receiving FAA approval for their products for air taxi services. We're talking about EVTOLs. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but it's electric vertical takeoff and landing vehicles. Vertical takeoff and landing vehicles. So they work a lot like, you know, the drones, the traditional drone that you would see or use for taking pictures and things like that. They're like that, but they're scaled up. They put a lot of redundancies into the systems for safety, and then carry passengers. So this is a thing, and some of these companies are working with the military, so I'm sure that they're getting the most out of the capabilities first. Might explain some of the things we've been seeing, guys, as well as, and this is a side note, we're going to get into these companies, and I have some articles in a minute, but I will also mention that I did see where there are also drones, by the way, that can fly and can go into the ocean and can maneuver down there and can fly back up. So that does exist. I'll see if I can find an article. I found some stuff the other day and I can't find it now, but it exists. It's a thing. But this is about flying cars, so we're going to get into it. First company I want to look at is Archer Aviation. They have a vehicle called the Midnight. I have an article here where they had received, says Archer Aviation receives FAA certification to operate air taxi service. Now that's not the certification for the actual vehicle, but it's just to operate the service. Now we go down here. I'll leave links in the description to all of these articles, and I'll try to find some other stuff for you too to look at. Archer Aviation announced today that it received Federal Aviation Administration certification to operate an air taxi service under Part 135 of Code of Federal Regulations, which covers commuter and on-demand flight operations. Now, this is from smartcitiesdive.com, but and this was on June 5th, by the way, published on June 5th, 2024. So, you know, not that long ago. So they received that. The certification allows Archer to begin flying aircraft commercially, but the company is still waiting on federal certification of its development EVTOL aircraft, which entails a separate procedure. So they're trying to get the aircraft certified, but the they're making way for their taxi service to be a thing and make it legal. All right, so that's Archer Aviation, and they have a really interesting looking aircraft. I mean, it actually does. It looks like something I would love to learn how to fly, and maybe even take a ride in. Now, if you've taken a ride in a helicopter, you know it's fun, and that's something I would consider maybe riding in once we've seen that they're safe and everything. There's a lot of redundancies in the systems of these vehicles. I've been looking into this. It's pretty cool. But anyway, so the next one is Joby Air Taxi. I think it's Joby Aviation or whatever, but they have an air taxi that they're trying to release. They just did some tests in Korea somewhere. They did some tests that they completed. Let's see if I can find the article here. Just freestyling here, guys. Okay, there's several articles, but Joby Aviation, that's J-O-B-Y Aviation, completes successful air taxi test flights in Korea. So they're working on test flights there. They're also talking about New York, LA, maybe partnering with Uber. Don't quote me on that, but it's going to be a taxi service much like that. And they're saying they can get you over the traffic and across the city a lot quicker. And I could see there's probably a place for that. Now, all of this means they probably have to do testing over cities. They can't just, you know, they're going to have to approve this, and then they got to test it, right? So a lot of these regulations that are coming in are going to be for these flying cars. It's a whole new segment of reality. But I have the FAA website right here, and I'm going to leave a link to this description as in the description to this as well. Rather, let's look at that. We'll look at it real quick. All right, this is from the FAA website itself. Advanced air mobility, air taxis. A new era of aviation is here. The FAA is ready. Today, flying is safer than any other mode of transportation in history. The next era of aviation will be too, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so let's see about this. So I'm just going to read some of the headings here. It says, what is the new aviation era? Talks about advanced air mobility, AAM aircraft. It's an umbrella term for aircraft that are typically highly automated, electrically powered, and have vertical takeoff and landing capabilities. That's these EVTOLs, right? It says, what are the aircraft? Powered lift category. It's just a whole new category. It's going through that. It says, what is the FAA's role? Talks about how they're going to do regulations. They actually have some in place already. It goes through some of the milestones here. Aircraft certification talks about that. They have that worked out. Operator certification, integrating it into the airspace, where they're going to be able to fly, whatever, you know. And I'm guessing they're probably going to pick that area below. I don't know. You know, helicopters have a certain area they can't go below, right? And then so below that, they probably can operate, and then they're going to have to figure out how to integrate in with the air traffic. But FAA is figuring all of that stuff out. It looks like they have quite a bit of information here, and they're going to have the regulations in place. A lot of these companies are talking about 2025 to begin operating. Now, that might be optimistic. We know how things come out, and they say, you know, we're going to do this by this time, and it sometimes doesn't work. But flying cars might be here, guys. That is a very interesting thing to me. We're going to be looking at this a lot here coming in the future. I'm going to leave links to that FAA website that they have all the information there you want to look at about the EVTOLs and what they're doing to make that, you know, integrate that into the regulation. So they've been doing work over the last few years, and they've been doing work over the last few months, and it's kind of coming to a head. It's kind of interesting it's happening now. And I mean, I'll also leave a link to a YouTube video having to do with this Archer Aviation. It is a Bloomberg, I believe it's, hold on, let me look. I think it's a Bloomberg. I don't know what it is. I'm gonna, yeah, Bloomberg Technology. So Bloomberg Technology, YouTube, they're talking about it, and it's just like a day or two ago. So I'll leave a link to that video as well. I also put it in my community tab. So check my community tab, guys. Keep up with that. But guys, this all this whole drone thing, it relates to cars. I knew it would relate to cars, and this is how it does. Flying cars might be here soon. I want to hear what you guys have to say and what you think about it in the comments. This is an interesting topic. I'm just breaking the ice on it. I mean, I've looked at it over the years and stuff, you know, but I think they're actually getting to a point where we might actually start seeing these. And in that last video I did, if you haven't watched it, go see it, about the drones. I said that I think we're going to see drones everywhere in 10 years. Maybe it'll be sooner than that. We have yet to find out, but just get to popcorn, you know, sit back and enjoy the show, right? But anyway, that's all for the day, guys. I got to go do some work. Appreciate each and every single one of you watching. I'll catch you on the next one. I'm out.